The hell? Did you see that? Did you see that? You saw that.
Hey there, pal. Can you help me? Could use some help finding my way home. I can't make heads or tails of where I'm at. I live in front of the saloon next to the freight station. You know if I'm heading in the right direction?
Sure. Just head over that way. You'll get home fine.
Thank you, mister. Certainly do appreciate it. Certainly do.
Coming from a good time, huh?
Thanks again, mister. I'd end up on the streets if I didn't run into you.
Alright. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. Before this video starts, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed for more shitty content. Because I don't get paid for it, what you see is what you get. Smash that like button, as the YouTubers say, and let us continue. First thing that I'm going to do, I need to get under some light here so I can read from a journal. Oh shit. I have not read from this thing since we've started, and I am sure that we've counted up quite a few deals here. I bought this new journal after the last one got destroyed in the fire all those months ago, whenever it was. Haven't written or drawn much in the past few months, but I was missing it more than I thought I would. And finally near a store, so here I am, I guess. After all that business up north in the fire, we spent a few months in the wilderness traveling down from the northern grizzlies.
Let me in, woman!
What?
You can go ahead and sleep it off outside.
Oh, this is a disgrace.
Ugh. Yeah, I wouldn't let him in either.
That was sad.
Ugh. Sometimes, huh? Anyways, back to my stories. Whoa, wait. Stuck mostly in the western foothills of the mountains during the worst of the winter. Food was easy to find and life was good. Dutch had a lead for some land and we were going to buy, but the land did not match up to his criteria, or he got spooked we were being watched by the law and that somebody knew who he was and we never bought it and we are wandering still. Picked up a couple new folk in the Grizzlies. Jenny, a sweet young girl we met abandoned on the roadside, and Micah, an outlaw Dutch met in a bar someplace. Oh, so Micah and Jenny were not part of the gang beforehand. Interesting. Dutch seems very taken with Micah, who is pretty hot-headed, argumentative, and full of himself. Hosea and I are less sure. Guess we shall see. Eventually, we came out of the wilderness and are now holed up outside of Blackwater, although sometimes I stay in town hunting for opportunities. I might be onto something. We got plenty of money, and the trail we took was so tortuous and slow nobody could have followed us south and east or figured out where we was heading. We was thinking about California, but then Dutch and Hosea brought us down to Blackwater. Blackwater has apparently grown a whole lot since any of them was last here. I was told to expect a little more than a trading post. But the place is growing fast, and it's almost a small city. The town seems to be riddled with corruption, but there's certainly plenty of money here. The fuck is wrong with me? It's good to be sleeping in a bed from time to time and living a more civilized life after so long under a canvas, but I do not particularly like being this near to a town. We are living here, camping outside town mostly, hidden in plain sight, I guess. Life seems pretty easy. Abigail and Marston keep arguing. I wonder why exactly he came back. Cannot seem to decide if he wants to be a father to that boy of his or not. The arguing is exhausting. I've heard talk of a man sounded like Trelawney, but we haven't seen him for many months. Hosea and I are onto something. Something pretty big. Might be a lot of cash coming in to do with a real estate scam Hosea thinks he may have discovered. I am not sure yet. The perfect crime, we think. One where we rob crooks. We are being real careful. It's fun working with Hosea again. The man is an artist of nonsense. Even if nothing comes of it, we are having an amusing enough time. It's good to be running scams again. Hosea is a born huckster. He is getting anxious, worried that by lingering in town we are going to bring undue attention on ourselves. But Dutch thinks he is also onto something big. His words, not mine. Bank money being brought in by a boat, apparently. So for now, we are working on both things and seeing what happens. Plan is to flee west into the desert country someplace if we can. Micah and Dutch are planning to rob the ferry in town. They think it's laden with riches, cash coming in for the banks, coming in by boat. For once, I am not getting involved in the job. Hosea and I are too taken up with our business, which I believe could go very well. And Dutch seems confident that with the group assembled, all will be okay. Plan is for them to carry out the job, then flee into the wilderness out to the west. The next day, Hosea and I will carry out our scam and join them. Dutch seems happy and excited. He's talking again about California, but he's also talking about a lot of other places. We have been running for weeks. I mean running more than usual. The job they was pulling in Blackwater, robbing that ferry, it turned into a disaster. Young Jenny got killed, the poor thing, while Sean and Mac both got arrested or killed, nobody seems sure which. Dutch shot a girl. I'm not too sure if by accident or design. It seems like it might have been a setup. We took to the hills in an almighty scramble, leaving money and most of our things behind. Then, as we were fleeing to the east over the Grizzlies, an almighty storm hit us. Davy Callender, who had got shot in the gut on the raid, passed away. It was brutal to watch, and the rest of us nearly froze, but we found shelter and have been resting here in some old abandoned mining town while we await the thaw. There was Coulter. Hardly the spring I'd been hoping for. Hosea and I had been planning a robbery of our own in Blackwater, but I guess that's been abandoned along with most of what I owned. I am profoundly concerned as to what happens next. Once we leave this place, or the law finds us cowering up here. Found a girl, well, a woman I should say. Her husband had been murdered by some of Colm O'Driscoll's boys. Nasty business. That's underlined. Deer. Riding out. Leviticus Cornwall? Seems Colm O'Driscoll had the same ideas as us. He's been hiding up here, scouting out a train he wanted to rob. We bumped into some of his boys at some farmstead they was robbing. Found that poor woman whose husband they had murdered, and she's now riding with us, as she ain't got no place better to be. Then Dutch being Dutch, and his hatred for Colm being just as powerful as it ever was, whole bunch of us went to pay him a visit in his camp, but he escaped. We grabbed one of his boys, poor bastard ain't spoken yet, but he will once we freeze him a little, then set Bill on him. Been a bad few weeks, but we're mostly still alive. Dutch being Dutch is busy making plans and figuring out just how we're going to survive. And Dutch being Dutch, those plans involve robbery and dreams. And there's the overlook. There's my bed, my wagon. Be chilling. Finally, a thaw in this god-awful weather. We got off the mountain and rode east into some pretty enough country called the Heartlands. Ain't been this far east in many a year. Hosea seems to know the country a little. Ain't been much of a spring, now holed up at a place called Horseshoe Overlook, outside some dumpy little cattle town named Valentine. Dutch seems a little better. His eyes are sparkling once more, and I can see that he's thinking a little clearer. I think we all feel a little happier, in spite of Blackwater and that whole mess. Met some old drunk in Valentine, claimed he was a shootist. Seemed more like a clown. Some poor fool was writing a book about him, or trying to. Levin was the name of the writer. Jim Calloway was the killer. Apparently Levin needs more information. Asked me to find a few folk who have spent more time in publicity than me, and knew old Jim back when he was a real killer. Their names are Emmett Granger, Flaco Hernandez, Billy Midnight, and Black Bell. I don't think I've ever found any one of those people playing ever. Sound like a troop of clowns. We shall see what kinds of people those who want to be famous murderers is. My hopes are not too high. Met a lady scientist, Deborah something or other. Seemed to be more mad than sane, but I don't have much frame of reference for scientists. Wanted to see if I could help her find dinosaur bones and send her the details. Maybe. Horse. Headed into Valentine with Uncle and the girls. Girls went scouting out work while Uncle and I had a few drinks, and he explained more of his theories on existence and barefaced lies about his past. Things took a strange turn. Some fellas seemed to recognize me, or us, from Blackwater. Guess we had been holed up there too long while Hosea and I scouted the job that never was. I chased the bastard, and he nearly fell off a cliff. I spared him, and he gave me an ink pen. I hope I won't regret my leniency, but I reckon he got the scare of his life. Jimmy Brooks was his name. Wild parrots. Carrots. Parrots. Whatever. Met a nice fella taking photos of animals. Albert Mason, I think he was called. Kind and interesting, and entirely lost and unused to real country, even though he seemed to love it. Trying to take pictures of all our biggest predators before they all got killed off themselves by the modern world. Should have got him to take a picture of Dutch. He got robbed by a coyote, but I got him his bait back. Got into some god-awful fight in the town saloon. Bill started it. He's wound so tight about something I reckon he'll start hitting himself soon enough. I was stopped from beating some big yokel to death by a local do-gooder. I could not tell if this made me pleased or real angry. The local crowd seemed to want to see blood, however. Afterwards, Dutch accosted me with old Josiah Trelawney, back and quite as slippery and confusing as ever. He'll come and go again, no doubt, and leave none of us any the wiser as to who or what he is. Trelawney told us that Sean had not been killed in Blackwater, but was a prisoner there, held by scalp hunters awaiting payment. Charles Smith, Javier, and I met in Blackwater and rescued that loud-mouthed maniac. Before we'd even cut him free from the tree, he was mouthing off at us. Javier said Blackwater is an impossible situation, and I guess I'd better forget all about that money. All them years wasted earning that stuff. Guess I'll never quite know what happened, but the upshot is, we're on the run, and known to more folks in authority than we would like. Met an idiot hunting for treasure, bought a map off him. Wonder if I find anything. Rabbit, horse. H. Took a day off and went hunting with Hosea. He really seems to be getting his strength back a bunch, although he was lucky not to die, as this big bear he'd been after turned on us. I thought when he was stuck up in the mountains that cold and the misery would kill him, and we'd bury him like we buried Jenny and Davy. But he pulled through, and he'll live a while yet. I love Dutch like a father, but in many ways I love Hosea even more. He's kind and fair and like a human being. Dutch is something else. This bear was also something else. Size of a goddamn hotel. It was. Size of a goddamn hotel it was, and mean with it. God. Met a strange guy. Thought he was a prophet. Blind. Saw Mr. Mason again. This time he was taking pictures of wolves, still doing his hardest to get himself eaten. Buffalo. Cherries. Horse. Death on the railroad track. Found an odd-looking corpse, something stuffed into its mouth. Couldn't make sense of it. Herr Strauss is back lending money, and I'm back collecting it. The work mostly revolts me and shames me. Somehow, robbing people honestly with a gun and fists is less repellent than robbing them fully in accordance with the law. It'll be the usual sort of desperados, sick farmers, pregnant maids, lovesick young men, and other dupes desperate enough and stupid enough to take Strauss's terms. A usurer's life may be a comfortable one, but it is foul work. Let's say that again. Indian tobacco, dog, duck. Colm O'Driscoll slipped through our fingers once more, and I saw my own life slip through mine. That gentle buffoon we kidnapped in the mountains took us to a cabin. We were planning to kill Colm, but had just gone elsewhere. We shot a bunch of his boys, and one was about to end my life when Kieran shot him.
Can't it be like this year round?
Excuse me? I am reading here. This feud, it's bled out from Dutch and Colm's mutual hatred into a loathing that permeates all of us and all of them. Still, I've found quite a shotgun in the cabin. Strauss. I went to call in alone, some farmer, local do-gooder. I think I'd seen him in Valentine before when I was fighting that big fella. He begged and coughed and spluttered, and I beat him half to death. Such is life, such is the world. His boy looked at me like I was the devil, and perhaps for him I was. The whole thing confused me. Maybe that's wrong. The whole thing revolted me / my part. These sad, desperate bastards, their silly expectations of life and their tawdry reality. The unkindness of existence. I can handle that just fine. But I do not love it. Nor those who try to make things otherwise, I guess. And that is the last of the... Jeez, what is wrong with me? God! Wow. It's been a while reading that, huh? And, my God. What was I saying? Just... Wow. That was the rest of... That was everything in the journal so far. And we are going to do Hosea's mission before we tune out on this fine Friday. Or at least it should be a Friday when this goes up. How was your Thanksgiving? Huh? Was it good? Leave a comment down below. I'm curious. Mine? I won't know. I'm recording this like a week and a half in advance, so I hope it was good. I hope I'm having a fine vacation back home. And, oh, looks like it's raining a little bit. Gonna need to put on my jacket. Nope, that's not the jacket. Alright.
It's an interesting way of putting it, Seamus.
No doubt. I do interesting very well. It's trusting I don't do so well.
Please. Partner, this is Seamus. He's our new partner.
I ain't no such thing.
Prospective new partner, if he likes us.
Liking ain't the problem. Trusting is, as I said. Keep your voices down. I don't want my boss hearing. This is a sideline.
Of course. Look at us. Honest as the day is long.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what. Let us prove ourselves.
Prove ourselves? To this clown? What you talking about?
Good day, Hosea. Good luck with your business dealings.
Listen, he's rough and ready and quick with his tongue, but I swear you can trust him and trust me.
I'm an old man.
You're not old, Seamus.
I'm old enough. And you know I ain't dead.
You don't trust idiots.
Exactly.
We're not idiots. Let us prove it to you.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
Arthur.
Old Bob Crawford and his boys just bought a beautiful stolen stagecoach from upstate. It's in their barn. Now you go get that, and then we can work together.
Who's old Bob Crawford?
An acquaintance of mine.
So you want us to take out your competition?
Well, he's not just an acquaintance, but a cousin. By marriage. I also want to see if you boys got what it takes. Now, you survive that.
Where is he?
Well, he's in a farmhouse just northwest of here called Carmody Dell. It's just up the train tracks as you're heading up towards Fort Wallace. There's also some money in that house, but that's your business, not mine. But don't kill nobody. Folks know we ain't intimate no more, and they'll know it was me.
But you're fine with us robbing your cousin.
By marriage. And yes, I'd love it.
You heard the man. Let's go rob his cousin.
By marriage.
Were cigarettes in the 1900s just only good for like one drag? Because that's all Arthur takes from any of his.
Really?
Really? Lead the way. He said the place is just northwest of here.
Me?
You're the one who's been out gallivanting around here.
That's what you call it. Well, clearly you've recovered from your bear encounter.
Could have played that better, couldn't you?
Thought you wanted me here to show some strong arm. That's usually how it goes.
Yes, but you know how this works.
Come on, Hosea. That feller's a joke.
And that's why he's perfect. He won't cause us any problems. A safe spot to fence wagons and coaches, that's easy money for us.
I guess you're right.
Come on, it's not like he's asking us to rob a bank. If the two of us can't steal a stagecoach from Seamus's old crooked cousin by marriage, we should hang up our hats now.
Alright.
So what's the story with that Emerald Ranch? You find out anything else?
A little. Owner's a nasty type by all accounts. Seamus is sure scared of him.
That's not saying much.
Something strange about the place. Used to be a saloon there, general store. Now it's all closed up, but they seem to have money.
Sounds worth a look around.
For sure.
Ah.
Seamus also
Wow.
mentioned the rancher's daughter a couple of times. How he used to see her around all the time, but now she never leaves the house. Probably just sweet on her.
That what you call finding out a little?
Once he opens up, seems Seamus does like to talk. Hey, let's keep it down now. We must be close.
Have never checked out Emerald Ranch before. I
That
just
must be the
figured it
place
was
up ahead. We should go on foot from here.
a place for the fence,
Let's
you
see
know.
what we're dealing with. Come on.
Alright. Let's rob this bitch and get out.
There's the house. I see the barn in the back. Stagecoach has to be in there. Okay, let's take a quick look at the place.
Okay, I guess I'll pull out my binoculars too, because I want to seem like I'm doing something.
Anyone around?
Yes. Okay.
I don't see
I
anybody.
reckon we can do it now. I'll head
What?
over, distract him by putting on a little show while you sneak into the house, find what you can, then get the stagecoach. Or wait until nightfall. Sneak in, then I'll get the coach. You can try the house. What do you think?
Hell yeah. I like the nighttime idea.
Just wait.
I really got to be more, I mean,
Okay,
obviously,
let's go.
Sure.
those are my first instincts, and it
Go
plays
into the
really
house.
well, because I'm choosing them
find
all
this
over
wagon.
again, and I remember why I chose them. But I'm playing it for the second time. I should be choosing
Maybe take a
other
peek through
options.
the windows before you go in. Make sure it's all quiet.
I should be choosing the options that I haven't done before, just to see what it's like, you know? Because as of right now, I'm just going through all the old choices I used to make. I mean, obviously, if it comes to doing something or not doing something, I'm gonna do it. But when it comes to doing it one way or the other, I should do it the other way, you know? Alright. Shut the fuck up. We gotta check this out. Okay. Yep. Just gonna do that. Shut up. Don't see nothing. Rob the house of $45 worth of items. Should be easy. Excuse me, sir. I'm just gonna take this from your chest. Thank you. And thank you. I'm gonna check your drawers. Nothing. Nothing. Ah, got pocket watch. Nice. Nothing again. Snake oil. Can't take any more, okay. Don't worry, it was just the fairy that came and opened up all your drawers. Can't take any more Kentucky bourbon. Fuck. Who keeps a money clip and a pearl necklace in the chest right next to the front door? What about this carrot? Can't take any more of that either. Fuck. Looks like I'm going upstairs. Look at this dumb bitch. Bob Crawford. Gee whiz. Excuse me, can I get into this foot locker? Guess not. Got a bracelet. And another platinum pocket watch. Now, Bob, please, stop. I want to get into this fucking, whatever. Fuck off. Let's get out of here.
Get on, dear boy.
You got it, Dad. Oh, I'm driving. Okay. Let's go, Sable.
Nice.
Don't fall behind.
We got everything we needed.
And I'm pretty sure they never even knew I was there.
Next way. Less problems the better right now. Just need to get this back to Seamus in one piece and it's a good night's work. So what were you able to lift from the house?
A few bits and pieces. Nothing too fancy.
Well, we need anything we can get right now.
This was easier than hunting a 1,000-pound grizzly anyway.
No doubt. I won't forget that in a hurry.
I'm looking forward to your retelling of that one around the campfire.
It wasn't the first time Mr. Matthews had stared death in the eye. And as usual, he did not flinch.
Yeah, exactly. How long you think we're gonna stick around here for?
Not sure. Till we can't, I suppose. Feels like we're starting to get back on our feet, slowly but surely. Just need to keep at it. Dutch has a new money chest stashed in a safe spot away from camp, but it's a long way from being full.
I hope it's not stashed in town like we did in Blackwater. Even if we had to dump the money from the ferry, we could have at least got the rest out if it was hidden someplace else.
No, I think we've learned our lesson there. And a few other lessons besides.
I hope so, but I ain't so sure about that.
Okay, here we are. Just pull the coach into the barn there.
Gotcha. Don't worry, Dad.
Easy.
Hello, Seamus. We met your cousins.
How was it?
Fine. Nice people.
Park that thing in here. Quickly. Nice work, Hosea.
It was mostly Arthur. Like I said, coarse but competent.
Here.
Thank you.
Find any other coaches that need selling. I'll see what I can offer you for them. But discreet, you know.
Of course.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
I'm heading back to camp, I think. You coming?
Nah, I'll catch up with you later.
Okay. Stay out of trouble.
Sure thing, Hosea. Sure thing.
Come on, girl.
Alright. Thank you for watching another episode of Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already for more shitty content. I don't get paid for this, so what you see is what you get. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Not everybody does, but you did, and that's pretty cool. You will watch me again in the next one. Thanks again.